Okay, welcome everyone, and we're super happy to have you here in this webinar about Resale Enabled Offers, and we've got quite a speaker lineup. So I'm Guido Kerkhoff. I work in the Partner GTM team in EMEA, and as a speaker, we really have a powerhouse today of speakers. So we'll start with Ahmed Mabrouk, who leads the head of software partners in Microsoft EMEA. Then Nick will take over, Nick Hederman, channel leader of Microsoft UK and Ireland. We have a special external guest, Dean Lomax, who's the lead for Marketplace at Software One. And we have our very own Darren Sharp, Marketplace partner lead, Microsoft UK. So let's quickly move to the agenda and get you all set up for this session. So first of all, we'll set the software partner priorities and the channel ecosystem and priorities. It's a little bit of setting the scene, both from software partner point of view and channel partner point of view. And it's all about partner to partner. Then we'll move to the Microsoft Marketplace, and we'll do a deep dive on Resale Enabled Offers. What's important to know that in terms of Q&A, please use the official Q&A. Keep asking questions. You will get answers, but after the session, we'll make sure to get back to you. So don't get discouraged if you don't see the answers straight away. You will get the recording, and let's kick it off with Ahmed.
Hi, team. Thank you very much, and thank you for taking the time to be with us today and discuss this really great and exciting opportunities for both our channel partners and our ISVs to scale using a marketplace. So I want to kind of cover a few topics for us. One is really the partner economic value, and this is really interesting, right? We're doing this to scale revenue for ISVs and of course to scale revenue for our channel partners. But based on IDC, the value that I keep on iterating is for every $1 of Microsoft revenue, if you look all the way to the right, it's almost $11 of economic value to our partners, our software partners. And I think this is really interesting because, again, this is for us using that scale motion. And so helping land this as an opportunity to scale both to our ISVs and scale for our channel partners is really important because we want to bring you along that journey and help you become that distribution model and adding revenue on your side. So again, I'll reiterate, like for every $1 that we make on revenue, our partners with an ISVs across are seeing $11. So that 11x is really, for me, an opportunity to scale and continue to scale growth across our entire ecosystem. Okay, next. I want to spend a couple of minutes here on our priorities for our software partners, right? One is to continue to build a thriving ecosystem innovative solution, right? We want our ISVs to come in and make sure this is the platform. This is a platform of choice. This is where they're building. This is where they're bringing the new AI solutions to continue and tap into our network. The second is, I think, drive the exponential cloud revenue through co-sell. And we'll double click through that because this is for me where marketplace is essential for us to drive and land that. Third is kind of winning the AI and agentic platform, period. We are in the age of transformation. We're the age of AI and becoming frontier, meaning we need to win the AI and agentic platform using our software partners and using our channel partners to make sure that we are landing that priority for our enterprise and all our segment customers. Last but not least is expanding market share, right? If you start thinking about our early disruptors that are bringing the latest innovation, bringing the right solutions, how do you continue to expand that market share for all our customer segments to take advantage of the software partner? So this is really about increasing that market share. Last and not least, I want to double click on the dive into co-sell, right? If you look back on one of the priorities is driving exponential cloud revenue. And really for me, those are kind of three jointed items. One is joint sales planning. So how do we actually go into the mapping of the customers, the segments and the channels and go to market planning to be very specific and very purposeful on where we're actually selling. The second is co-sell pipeline management, right? How do we get that rigor to make sure that we're actually looking at the right segments and how the right opportunities that we're managing together. And then I think the third and the last, which is really a part of this session, is marketplace as an enabler, right? Marketplace is the commercial engine. It is where we're going to have deal acceleration. This is where we're going to see yourselves working with the ISV. And so for me, this is where it all comes together to make sure that we land the value of co-sell to all our customers and our partners. With that, I want to hand over to Nick to kind of double click a bit from the channel side.
Thanks, Ahmed. Appreciate that. Nick Hederman, I lead the channel business here in the UK and Ireland, but representing the entire team here across EMEA. And I wanted to start by talking to you about this concept of the frontier firm. This is, I think, the North Star that every organization should aspire to think about how it uses AI to transform its business and ultimately create competitive advantage. This is essentially a next generation organization that brings together human judgment with AI intelligence and AI agents to scale faster, to work smarter, to unlock new value for the organization. And firms that do this can really take advantage of on-demand intelligence and then combine that with human ingenuity. And so what does a frontier firm that's using AI look like? It's already deployed AI across its workforce. It's got good levels of maturity. It's got the right mindset. The leaders really appreciate the importance of this technology and putting it right at the heart of their strategy. They're investing in it. They're investing into adoption. They're looking at the ROI cases of all the different deployments of AI. They're actively designing and using agents today. And they have plans that are going to take that agentic usage to the next level over the next 1 to 2 years. And they believe that those agents will unlock ROI in a way that wouldn't have been possible before. So if that's the North Star, what are some of the building blocks for the channel ecosystem to get there? Well, it's, quite a lot of work, quite honestly. It starts with getting that enterprise-grade generative AI agent and experience into the hands of the users. Copilot is an incredible experience for that. And in fact, every single customer that has licensed M365 already has Copilot Chat as part of their subscription. That is an enterprise-grade version that means all of the data and the prompts and anything that's put into that experiences are protected by the enterprise-grade nature of Copilot and M365. So that's a fantastic starting point for any user. And then, of course, they can start their journey there and continue their journey with more advanced capabilities through the paid Copilot experience. And many channel partners around the world right now are helping customers on that journey. And when you start bringing in the paid experience, you can take advantage of Work IQ, something we announced at Ignite just recently, some of the first-party agents such as Researcher and Analyst, and also third-party agents that come from our software development ecosystem and more often than not transacted through the marketplace. Secondly, helping customers to become enterprise grade and ready for AI is also critical from both a security and a compliance posture. It's no surprise that Purview is one of our fastest growing workloads right now as customers get their head around their data and making sure it's set up in a way that's going to work well in this era of AI. And then finally, getting workloads into the cloud, making sure that your data is organized, migrated, and accessible for AI. That's the third area. And Azure, of course, is the place to do that. So as we transition into this conversation today about Marketplace, I just really want to underscore how critical our channel are to helping customers to get ready for this era of AI, get ready for becoming frontier firm, and also, quite honestly, getting ready for a major transformation in the way in which software is transacted. And that's why we're here today to talk about Marketplace. We believe by 2030, 59% of Marketplace transactions will be happening through the channel ecosystem. That is a major shift. And so to talk more about Marketplace, I'm going to hand over to our resident expert, Darren Sharp. Over to you, Darren.
Thanks very much, Nick. Much appreciated. Really appreciate you summarising the priorities and opportunity for channel there. And thanks to Ahmed for kind of giving us the software company overview. So look, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Darren. I'm in the UK business. I'm responsible for the Marketplace partner ecosystem. And it's fantastic to be able to talk to you today about the opportunity for channel and Marketplace to come together in the Microsoft ecosystem. I want to start, for those of you that aren't necessarily familiar with, giving us a bit of a level set as to Marketplace, because there's some common misconceptions here that this is simply just an open storefront, an open publicly available storefront. This is the platform for partnering where we can come together and co-sell and drive a better customer outcome, with you as a channel partner community delivering all those modern services around application modernization, best practice, lifecycle management, governance, all that kind of good stuff, all that customer intimacy stuff, but bringing together those Azure platformed ISVs that are delivering elastically, visibly, and those modern consumption technologies and all that great AI tech that comes within the Azure platform. So this really is where we can come together in this tripartite world and drive these better outcomes. Where we do this, we should be delivering significant upside for us as a community and seeing significant growth. This is not just about a rip and replace from existing channels. It's about how do we make things go bigger, go faster, and ultimately become stickier as we're all on this journey together. For those of you that haven't seen the new marketplace, we recently launched the new storefront, bringing together AppSource and the commercial marketplace in one single platform, which is AI-led and absolutely much easier to search and integrate and build with. This is the storefront to which customers come to. Now, common misconception that a cloud marketplace is the same as the marketplace, as a marketplace. Interchangeable terms. It's absolutely not, because as much as we want customers finding, trying, testing and deploying AI agents, SaaS, containers, virtual machines on the platform, this is about how do we use that same platform to privately transact these offers, to give custom terms, custom price, and a custom end user license agreement. And you heard from Nick, and hopefully it's well known now amongst you, the channel partner community, that the majority of this cloud marketplace spend over coming years is going to be delivered through the partner ecosystem. We look at traditional IT channels today, you as an IT channel community are delivering 70% of the world's IT. That's coming through the channel ecosystem. We look at cyber security software, that's in the high 90% delivered through you, the partner ecosystem. This marketplace opportunity is for you, the partner community, to deliver this application modernization journey. And you see that quote from Jay McBain at Omdia. We are transitioning through the largest change in the way channel partners can go to market and build this new reselling mechanism. I'm going to take us through some of that today after we get through the Resale Enabled Offers section. So look, for those of you that, and this is a big presentation in itself, but just to center the customer value of marketplace, it's not just that storefront to go and find, try and test. It's the enterprise contracting piece that's interesting here. And customers want to be able to streamline the way they buy. With the increase of line of business buying, with 70% of the world's the world's ISVs, the world's software companies, calling themselves line of business ISVs now. Also with line of business buying, or the worlds of shadow IT as it used to be known, customers are just standing up the application they need to do their job. And that's also leading to this generational shift in buying, the millennial buyer. That buyer is probably going through 2/3 of their discovery journey before they speak to a partner, before they speak to Microsoft, before they speak to you, the channel community, before they validate that with an ISV. They're going through that discovery journey. So our customers need to find better ways to manage this world, and that's what cloud marketplaces are doing. For our enterprise customers, this is about how do they retire their commitment. That's the Microsoft Azure consumption commitment. And in Microsoft, that's a leading level of MAC decrement. We allow 100% decrement of the software spend value against the customer's cloud commit. That's absolutely uncapped, whereas in other hyperscalers you find that capped. That large committed opportunity in enterprise is incredible, and with the offer mechanisms I'm going to take you through today, that's an opportunity for you, the channel partner community, to go and help our customers get to those commits quicker, build those commitments up front. The world thinks that 20 to 30% of those MAC commitments, or those all-up cloud commitments, is actually going to be delivered through software. But you as a partner community can lead and drive that opportunity. It's absolutely about time to value and innovation. It sounds like a cheesy phrase. What do I mean by that? Well, the world's VC organizations that are backing these digital native platforms, and these new to market software companies are mandating two things. One, that they start with the cloud, because it's how those software partners access AI and great cloud tech much faster. And two, that they start with cloud marketplaces. And that's because they represent fast time to value. If you go and speak to some of those new to market or 3-5 year businesses now, they will tell you they are channel first but marketplace delivered, because that's where the sweet spot is of driving adoption, sticky, repeatable business. But time to value and innovation, by getting your customer to holistically adopt the cloud marketplace platform, you are helping them not only with the search and the discovery piece and finding these and testing these net new innovative applications, but you're also helping them get greater visibility, making these transactions sticky and repeatable. And finally, that pillar on the right hand side, how to drive better governance. That's where we use everything that's built on Azure. Our Microsoft Marketplace is built on everything that's Azure. It's already got 17 currencies, 50 plus tax managed countries, some things that other hyperscalers still don't have. We're also able to use private marketplace, which is a simple workflow to offer some governance to help that procurement persona put some guardrails around what SaaS, what licensing their buyers, their line of businesses are buying. So this is the perfect balance really between agility and innovation and governance and guardrails. And I won't labour the point here today, but I'd encourage you to look at this total economic impact paper. We're going to share some links as we go through today. This is a great value statement paper to put in front of your procurement persona to help them understand the marketplace opportunity. Also to help you as organisations understand why customers are doing this. This is not about channel disintermediation. This is a channel first opportunity. So a great paper to take away. So look, let's get on to the channel opportunity and how we can bring this to life with this new globally available feature, Resale Enabled Offers. We're going to take a little step back first of all and go through some of the offer mechanisms, and you'll see why when I get to talk about Rio and what that means for you as a channel partner. But look, this is a most recent Omdia survey. As much as you see lots of numbers from the analysts, we're calling out that specific Microsoft opportunity that I think Ahmed underlined really nicely. This is a $300 billion partner opportunity for the Microsoft ecosystem specifically. But it does involve some transformation. It does involve some business transformation for both our software partners and our channel partners. And this is about how do we drive scale, repeatable business in this new world of SaaS and agents and highly optimized, but maybe highly disparate line of business buying. The first time customers touch some form of AI solution will be because they've bought it, not because they've built it. This is an incredible opportunity for us to build these things together. And when we do this with the marketplace and we do it with a channel partner involved, we see 2 to 3 times the growth in a channel-led private offer through the marketplace than we do through those direct private offers. So the opportunity is really there for us to do this. It's also there for us to make these deals last for longer and grow bigger. Very recently, a partner in the UK called out to me an existing marketplace customer from a security vendor. That vendor was off marketplace. Customer requested to bring that into marketplace. The deal that was then re-signed for that renewal was signed for twice as long with 3 times the profitability. And that's what we should be able to drive here. Let me just cover super quickly where our software companies and where you as a channel partner ecosystem should be looking to grow. And I'm talking here to you, the channel partner community, really to hopefully understand why software companies are building in this way. And software companies need to build in these 3 pillars. And channel and marketplace flows easily across each of these 3 areas. That's a product-led growth journey, a seller-led growth journey, and where we all build this connective tissue together, an ecosystem-led approach. Well, what does that mean? Well, this is not the risk, the first column I want to call out. The product-led growth journey, why are ISVs building in cloud marketplaces? Well, it's to support and meet that line of business buyer where they want to find, try, test and deploy. That's why you'll see many of your existing ISV partnerships building in a marketplace. That's to access that buyer that we're not necessarily touching. That's zero touch sales. But what you see them doing is building SaaS free trials, paid to small group usage. That's the opportunity to capture that early stage or SMB buyer digitally with zero touch. And that's why, well, us as a channel partner community, I don't want us to see that as a risk. That's a net new opportunity for us. Because when it comes to enterprise contracting that generates the lead flow that you can build with your ISV partner. The seller-led approach, you're going to see this from your ISV partners. They are schooling their sellers on how to be better engaged with the Microsoft Marketplace. And that's not a last mile transaction platform. The opportunity here is to engage early, because where we engage a different set of stakeholders, we find some different champions, and we have a different value proposition that includes that connective tissue around Azure and the commercial best practice and elasticity of the marketplace. That gives us some competitive advantage. Where there's a Mac involved, that gives us a new stakeholder. So many ISVs are using sales methodologies like MEDIC or MEDPIC to bring that Microsoft Marketplace discussion earlier on. And I'd encourage you as a channel partner community to also engage early with your account-led counterparts to go and have that early stage discussion. Don't leave the Microsoft Marketplace discussion till the very end of that transaction. And finally, the most important bit, we're going to get to the meat on the bones in a minute, the ecosystem-led approach. That ecosystem-led approach is product and partner. So let's go through here what this actually means to channel, because there's a number of mechanisms now that bring this to life, and you'll see this is absolutely about channel first. And I'm fully aware that what I've gone through now is talking about the marketplace. Let's make this really pointed for what this means for you as an opportunity. So 3 specific channel opportunities. We're going to cover Resale Enabled Offers in just a second. We'll go through the background and the others for just a moment, and you'll see why. So first of all, a private offer. And again, the first question will be, this looks like it's direct today. Well, this is between an ISV and a customer. Or think about this slightly different. It's between a publisher and a customer. And it's using the Microsoft Marketplace platform to deliver custom terms, custom price, and a custom end user license agreement. And that's delivered privately to an Azure billing customer. That's from a publisher to a customer, and you'll see why I'm positioning this way in a second. Obviously, in the UK, US, and Canada, we have this 2-hop mechanism, which allows a software partner to authorize a channel partner a wholesale price, put some margin on that opportunity, and push that onto a customer. This has already driven a huge amount of marketplace business in the UK, US, and Canada. We do only have that in those 3 territories today, and that's because of finance. Because Microsoft in these tax managed countries, we have to manage all legs of that transaction, something other hyperscalers don't necessarily do. But in this case, this is only US, UK, Canada today. This is about margin and profitability for the partner. There's no revenue to be had here. But again, in this case, Microsoft is billing. We're passing the margin back to the partner, and we're passing the wholesale value back to the publisher, minus what we call the agency fee, which is going to be a maximum of 3%, or halved that baseline agency fee in the case of a renewal. So this is multi-party private offer. Look out for further announcements on MPO in coming months, into next year as to how we look to extend this when we get those financial constructs put together for the rest of the world. And of course, not going to cover this in too much detail today, but bear in mind we do have the SMB scaling mechanism, which is not about Mac decrement. It's about how do customers buy really simply from our CSP partners. That's you in many cases. This is not a 2-customer private offer process. ISVs in this world can give you a wholesale discount to drop down the price on the reconciliation file. Customers are still buying publicly in marketplace, and you're billing that opportunity. So if you do have a CSP base, I would encourage you to look at what software your customers are buying through marketplace today on your reconciliation file, and go and partner with your ISVs to maybe be a bit more tactical about that opportunity. So let's get to the most important bit that we're going to talk about today, which is the new globally available resale enabled offers and what this means for us as a channel partner community globally. Well, I've said it a couple of times. First of all, this is available worldwide, launched at Ignite this year. And this is really how do we, in a very different way, enable our channel partner community some control and leadership of how our software companies are going to market in the marketplace. So let me spend a bit of time describing what this looks like, and excuse what might perceptibly be might look like a slightly complicated diagram. I assure you it's not. Let's take this step by step. So principally, point one at the top of this diagram here, this is about a software company with a published, available, transactable solution authorizing you, the channel partner, to run a version of their listing in the marketplace. That's step one here, very simply. With the authorization I'm going to show you in a second, the software company will allow you in Partner Center to manage a version of their listing entirely. Now, you as the channel partner, you see why I mentioned private offers a moment ago, you then become the publisher. It's your responsibility to build the full dimensions of that offer and push a direct private offer onto the customer. Customer will accept and purchase that offer in the good governance that we know in Microsoft, and then again Microsoft will collect. But we will pay the channel partner in entirety for that transaction minus the agency fee. So the agency fee when we start this will be 3%. There will be an opportunity as we go through some transactions and our businesses grow between us. There could be an opportunity to negotiate that agency fee down. But in the case that you, the channel partner, has issued a $100 opportunity into the customer and Microsoft has invoiced and collected that, we will pay you $97 to the channel partner. Now it's the channel partner's responsibility to off marketplace pay the software company. So you can see here, this is putting that real power in building the full dimensions of an offer in the hands of you, the channel community. It's also putting some work on you in managing that off marketplace relationship between you and your software partners, but this should be a collaborative approach, and we've got some thoughts in a second as to how to bring this to life. Now, what Resale Enabled Offers also does in territories where multi-party private offer is available is it allows two-tier. And what I mean by two-tier, if you look here, the software company at point one could be authorizing a distributor to manage that downstream offer. So again, there's no listing for the distributor or tier two or indirect partner to stand up. Within Partner Center, it's giving that distributor full control of that ISV software company listing within the marketplace. And then that distributor, simply within MPO territories, is authorizing a multi-party private offer. So in the US, UK and Canada, that's allowing our fantastic indirect distribution partners, Westcon, Arrow, TD Synnex, Ingram, Pax8, Geocom, etc. That's allowing our distribution partners to manage these offers and then deliver multi-party private offers for the channel partner downstream. Again, you'll see why I showed you multi-party private offer. It's just an MPO. And then really simply, Microsoft will collect an invoice as usual, pay the channel partner the margin, and pay the distribution partner the wholesale value. So hopefully you can see, as much as these diagrams look perceptively complicated, it's actually really quite a simple process. And we've automated this listing process here. There is no listing within the marketplace for you to stand up as a channel partner community. Now, I'm sure it's raising some questions. I can see some questions coming through into chat. We will please do keep your questions coming into Q&A, and we'll make sure that these are documented and listed afterwards. But what I want to do is help you understand how to bring this to life. And look, showing you what a software company is going to do here, they are going to authorize you as a channel partner access to a version of that listing. So that's picking the products, it's choosing you as a resale partner, and it's selecting the markets that they want you to be able to trade in. And you can see all markets are available. An ISV could choose you to have all or little or one or whatever they choose to do. Once that authorization is complete, you're then fully able to go and manage that listing and deliver those direct private offers or MPOs. And the prerequisites for this, well, we covered the ISV call on Friday last week, but for channel partners, it's being enrolled as a seller within the marketplace. And that's a really super simple process to do. I've got some resources that I can take you through in just a second to go do that. But it's getting enrolled, setting up a tax profile and a payment profile within the marketplace to be a marketplace seller, and capturing that seller ID. And we'll share a document in a second that shows you how to do that, and a support team that can help you as well. So to be super clear, for those of you that haven't seen Partner Center before, this is a really high level view, but just to give you an idea of what this looks like, to be super clear for most of you, this is going to be delivering a direct private offer. So within Microsoft Partner Center, showing you the partner view here, this is how you'll do that. Within Partner Center and Marketplace Offers, you're going to create a new private offer. Obviously, it's not going to be from your plan. Fully appreciate you as partners may already have a seller ID that you could pass to your ISV partners here to authorize. But within this, you're going to either create a new SaaS offer or a new VM offer. You're going to choose to select an offer from a resale partner and then choose the products. And then thereafter, it's how do you create that private offer, that private plan to take to your customers, which will then go through the good governance process that our customers already receive for private offers. Now, I fully appreciate there's a lot more detail to be seen here. If you haven't seen this page already, I'm going to drop a link to it in chat in just a second. This is mastering the marketplace. For partners that aren't familiar with issuing private offers or multi-party private offers, I'd really encourage you to go and have a look at this page here, which has got some great detail to take you through this opportunity. We're also, and again, there'll be a link to this at the end of the session, we are covering an operational best practice session in mid-January with one of our great program managers from the US. On the 14th of Jan, I think. We'll cover that at the end. I'd encourage you to come to that as well and learn a little bit more about issuing private offers within the construct of Resale Enabled Offers. So, but resource for you there now to go and take some self-learning to look at this. And to be clear, for our distribution partners, for channel partners, working in a tier 2 mode, and this is bringing to life the likes of IBM and Cisco and allowing them to work through their trusted distribution partners. This is just a multi-party private offer. Really simple. So look, to be really clear on Resale Enabled Offers, again, it's doing exactly what it says on the tin. It's enabling you, our channel partner community, to go to market with either a private offer or a multi-party private offer. And to really help you understand the opportunity, well, that's still Mac decrementable. So decrementing those large customer Microsoft Azure consumption commitments is still based on the product, and MPOs and private offers delivered in this way will absolutely still retire those Macs by 100% of the value that you issue the offer at into the customer. Also be aware that our sellers get paid on Marketplace as if it's cloud consumption. So Marketplace build sales, MBS, absolutely flows into their compensation and goaling when it's sold by you as if it's cloud consumption. And that's really powerful. When we talk about this tripartite co-sell between you, the channel partner community, your great software partners, and the Microsoft sellers, we have some real power to make those deals much bigger, much faster, and much stickier. So this mechanism really should help bring that to life. I'm going to spend just a couple of seconds, a few minutes at least, on how to bring this to life within your channel businesses. And this is a session in itself, but just to cover, in case you're wondering where to get started, we've built the Marketplace Channel Practice Builder, which is a 4-stage methodology to help you build out these new resale businesses. And it's respecting the fact that this is a very different motion to the way many of you go to market today. So across these 4 pillars, we'll go through these super quickly. Within each of these 4 pillars, starting with the foundation pillar, it's really key that you get leadership buy-in to understand the marketplace opportunity. And I will share some of the assets that we can help you drive that understanding across your businesses today. For those of you with many traditional resale businesses, with very traditional principal accounting, buying and selling processes, using a cloud marketplace as a route to market is going to be new and is going to require many different operational processes to bring to life. So having an owner, signing into the marketplace and getting leadership buy-in and ownership is really key at the foundation stage. When we get to the second stage of enablement, it's understanding the process of how your sellers can get from a quote to a private offer and respecting the fact that's different. Also respecting the fact that your muscle memory is going to be in your traditional routes to market. So having owners here is really key. Also making sure that you're training all the different areas of your business to understand this new opportunity and why you're doing it. Because it's not about rip and replace. It should be about incremental, net new, profitable business. And the enablement section has got two parts here to this. We're still in enablement, but this may well be continuous. This is about how do you choose the ISV partners to go to market with, and how do you define those operational processes? You're going to need to make sure there is a well-documented process to bring this to life. And then when we start to get to execution, it's then how do we build out these new processes with our sellers? How do we choose our trusted top customers to go and have a marketplace discussion with to help them holistically adopt the platform, recognizing that this is not a risk, it's an opportunity, recognizing the fact that helping your customer understand they can do discovery in the platform as well as enterprise contracting is really important. And I will tell you now, the partners that are the ones that are introducing these new concepts from a resale mechanism perspective into their customers, if you're the one having these early stages discussions, you will absolutely be the ones getting the trust and the value and the private offer opportunity as a customer goes on that journey to modernizing their buying processes. And finally, as we get to scale and grow, this is about how do we build some specialist resources to do this. And you may want to have, I see some great partners in the UK that have really driven some fantastic incremental value. Indeed, one fantastic partner in the UK that has committed $250 million ARR through the marketplace by their fiscal year 27. And that's software company business. That's commitment to the fact that this is a new and highly profitable route to market. They have done that by having dedicated sales leads, by having dedicated operational teams and some fantastic resource that understands how to build these offers, and then driving goals and pushing those goals out to your software companies. If you're going to commit this into your business, go and build in those commitments to marketplace transactions as well as spend to your partnership agreements with your software companies, your ISVs. So look, it's a 4-stage methodology. That was a whistle stop through this. If you want to go and learn more about building a channel practice within your business, there is a great asset here within the UK channel assets link. And again, we'll drop the link into chat. This ebook here on building a marketplace channel practice calls out all these steps and goes to this in a lot more detail. And just to really underpin the value of this, where we do this, if we were to red, amber, green, if we were to rag each of the steps of the marketplace channel practice builder, here's an example of this, and it might just look like a page of red, amber, and green, but this is the stack rank for the partners in the UK. The partners at the top of this list are the ones delivering the most marketplace build sales and the most marketplace transactions. It's really that simple. If you've covered the majority of these steps, you will absolutely rise to the top of your particular geography for delivering marketplace best practices. So a little bit on best practice for back to Rio, and then in just a second we're going to hear from Dean Lomax, who's brought this to life and builds and leads the marketplace practice within Software One. Very excited to hear from Dean. But let's just briefly look at things to consider when you're thinking about resale enabled offers. And firstly, it's what do those contracts look like with your ISV partners? You've probably got alliances agreements already in place, and your ISV partner is going to be looking to amend that to work out what those payment terms are. How do they price this to you? Because you as the partner is going to be in control of the private offer. And do they have payment terms with you? Do they have payment terms for you to be able to pay the ISV when you receive the funds from Microsoft? So what does that pricing look like? How do you govern that? How do you build your margin? Because you as the partner are in full control here, but bear in mind the ISV's initial reaction may well be, we need to do this together. We need to start these few transactions together. So it's really key as part of the practice builder to understand who's going to lead this and manage this from a partner-centered perspective, and don't let that be a single point of failure. How will you handle that agency fee? Key to call out here is that the move from the agency fee goes from the software company to you, the channel partner. So, and I'm not expecting the software company world to just completely pass that off. I'm expecting some form of sharing here, but it will be discounted from the channel partner, it'll be removed from the channel partner when Microsoft pays you. So consider how that's going to be done and how that should be built into the process. And what will your offer issuance process be? Even if you're just doing ones and twos of these for now, how will you manage this process? How will you get those offers into your customers? There's lots of resources available here, and that mastering the marketplace link is really key to get started. And finally, key consideration, have you signed up as a marketplace seller? Principle first, go to action here. Please go and get signed up as a marketplace seller to get that seller ID. And I will leave one thought here just before we go to Dean in just a second, around considering two-tier partners across the world where we don't necessarily have multi-party private offer today. I know that many software companies are considering, even where Resale Enabled Offers doesn't allow two-tier, which is outside of US, UK, Canada, they're considering using their trusted tier 2 partners to still manage this process for them off marketplace. Partners like Palo Alto, Commvault are considering using that indirect partner in Western Europe, for example, to manage the quoting process and also to manage the collections process. So for you as a partner, it may well still be that you're paying the distributor who's managed your Palo Alto business for many, many years, and then it's the distributor's responsibility to work that out with Palo. So I'm asking you to consider creatively with your ISV partners as to how you're going to bring this to life. So look, hopefully you can see here for channel, this is an incredible opportunity. You are the point of transformation into your customers. You're the tip of the spear here behind Microsoft customers to drive this application modernization journey. And there's no bigger ecosystem of that of Microsoft. As we put together, as we build these new practices, you can see on the left, there's a wealth of services that you could be centering around a Microsoft Marketplace opportunity. And that can be just how you train your account managers to go and have a discussion around FinOps or governance or software lifecycle management or procurement advisory. There are many cloud marketplace services that you can bring to life to get this modern resale opportunity. And hopefully we've shown you some of what that potential opportunity is today. So look, I've taken you through a lot here. Hopefully that was useful. I'm really excited to hear from one of our great partners, Dean at Software One. Dean, please introduce yourself and tell us what you'd like to tell us, please, sir.
Thanks, Darren. Yeah, good morning, everybody. My name is Dean Lomax. I'm the hyperscaler marketplace lead at Software One. Just a very quick little segment from myself today, but for those of you that don't know, Software One, earlier this year, we acquired Crayon and over the last few months have been bringing the two businesses together. And now as a combined organization, we look after 80,000 customers worldwide. We have a presence within 69 countries with relationships with over 7,500 software vendors, driven by the fact that we help many of our customers manage their entire software portfolio. We help in advising them on what to buy to make sure they reach the right outcomes, ensuring they're getting commercially a good offer and able to optimize and have the right governance around that as well. From a marketplace, Microsoft Marketplace perspective, it's a strategic priority for Software One. We've heard today and we've heard before that we should be where our customers are, and customers are buying more or wanting to buy more and more through marketplaces. However, what we're finding, what I'm finding, is they still need the trusted partner to guide them in some shape or form. Many of us partners offer value in different flavors that customers see a lot of benefit from. And what I've found and what we've found is that many customers may have purchased a little bit through marketplace. They may have, dipped their toe in the water to say, but many are held back or reluctant because they want to know, how does the partner fit into this model, and they want to make sure they're still getting all that value that they're used to from their partner in whatever flavor that may be. And that's where I'm really personally excited about the general availability of Rio, because it really allows us to do that. Because the role at Software One is really to advise our customers on the right technology to buy to meet their outcomes, to help them optimize and ensure that they've got the right governance and they're getting a really good commercial offer. And our role doesn't really change as marketplaces gain in popularity and in utilization, because this is still new for customers. They still need support in what they need to buy and the right technology. Commercially, are they getting the right outcome, the best deal? But also, how do they optimize this? What's their governance process need to look like? Do they need to change how they operate internally in order to make sure that when they're buying through marketplace, they're still following all the right processes, they still have the right visibility, and they've got the confidence? So that's a lot of the value that I think as a partner community we provide at Software One. We're doing this, and therefore it's giving that customer the confidence to do more through marketplace, because they want to, but they just want that partner, that safe pair of hands to support them along the way. And as I mentioned, at Software One, we operate in many countries. Many of our customers are international, or many are just local in countries. But because we've not been able to physically support them on marketplace today due to MPO only being available in some territories, now Rio is more globally available. It unlocks that new markets for us, right? We've got that global reach we didn't have before. Many of those customers have been asking us to support them on marketplace, and effectively we've had our hands tied at times, and now you could say that the shackles are off, and we're really able to support them in modernizing their procurement processes, helping them buy through a way in which they want to do more, but again, ensuring they're getting all the value that they're used to and that they want from us as a partner, and I guess from everybody else as well, due to the value you all provide to your customers. From an experience perspective, we did our first Rio deal as part of the preview program with ServiceNow with a customer we have in Hong Kong. And being completely honest, it was super simple and seamless. I think the key thing was the collaboration between ourselves, ServiceNow, and Microsoft. We really did work together as one team to support the customer in making sure they got the right outcome and they were transacting in a way in which they wanted to do. But as I keep saying, getting that value that they're expecting collectively from us, from ServiceNow in this instance, and from Microsoft. And this is where I really see the opportunity as well for us moving forward, to really drive that collaboration with our strategic partners and Microsoft to not only accelerate deal cycles. Darren alluded to deal sizes also increasing, but just collaboratively working together, driving the right outcome for the customer. It's proven for me so far that it's the right way forward, and I'm very excited that now Rio is generally available. We can do this more at scale. So looking ahead, we do internally, we need to adapt our existing processes, because it is a little bit different. But now we've done our first deal, and there's others that we're working on. We don't see this as a significant challenge for us personally. We've got a very efficient back-end delivery process that we've had for many, many years, given the size of organization we are and the number of partners that we sell software on behalf of to customers in all the different countries and currencies and things like that. So our back-end delivery process is very efficient. We just need to evolve it slightly. As well as our sales organization. Darren mentioned this as well as part of the partners coming on board. There's a lot of work continuing to do around enablement, as you rightly said, Darren. I don't think that's going to go away for a long time, but also ensuring we've got specialist sales resources to really support our existing account teams, but also our customers in all up marketplace opportunity and conversation. I fully expect that we're going to have some bumps in the road as we scale this in all the different countries where it's available, but it's also part of the fun, part of the journey. So we look forward to doing that. But ultimately, you know, from my perspective, from Software One perspective, we're super excited that our ability to support customers through the Microsoft Marketplace is now available in many more territories. Many conversations are continually ongoing now. Many of our sellers are super excited by this, and we really look forward to scaling this and driving more business through the marketplace. So that was it from me, short and sweet. Thank you for listening, and Darren, thanks for inviting me on today.
Dean, thanks so much, and thanks for leading with both Marketplace and with Resale Enabled Offers. Much appreciated. Thank you, sir. So look, great overview from Dean. What I want to do just to wrap us up is take us through some resources super quickly. Thanks for staying with us, folks. I know this was a lot to take in. You know, be aware that you as a channel partner, as you go through your marketplace journey, you will have access to marketplace rewards. As your marketplace build sales grows across these tiers, we give you access to Azure sponsorship to be able to get your customers through those first deals. So you have access to these rewards. This won't impact the sale of the software, but it's the ability to give your customers credits for their Azure consumption to incentivize those first deals. And look, lots of resources here on this one page. I will leave you with this slide deck afterwards, but just to point to a few specific things. If you're not enrolled in Marketplace today, I would encourage you to access one of the links I'm going to share with you in a second, but you can drop an email to channelready@microsoft.com. There's a team that will help you with onboarding. I will give you a self-service guide in just a moment, but that's to help with onboarding for MPO and now REO as well. To access rewards, very simply, rewards@microsoft.com. Don't do that just yet until we've actually driven some marketplace build sales, but contact the rewards desk to be able to get access to that portal and track what your rewards are looking like. And for REO and channel-led opportunities specifically, this link here, Marketplace Resources for Channel-led Opportunities, includes the Resale Enabled Offers overview and a simple set of FAQs to help bring this to life. And principally, this is the guide I want to point you to. This Getting Started Quick Start Guide for Resale Enabled Offers is available here. This is really the why and the walkthrough as to how to bring Resale Enabled Offers to life. You can get this at a number of different sources, but I would like to point you to ak.ms/marketplace channel UK, which is my set of smart links where you will see the partner pitch deck downloadable in PowerPoint format. You'll see the quick start guide. You'll see the ebook on building a channel marketplace practice. You're also going to see lots of evidence at the bottom of these links here, which is evidence you can use to help influence your leaders and help gain that understanding of what cloud marketplaces are doing. I also share a lot of this on LinkedIn myself, so I would welcome your connections on LinkedIn personally, so I can continue to keep you updated with as this ecosystem evolves. But this ak.ms/marketplace channel UK is a great resource to go to. And I guess finally, before I hand back to Guido, just to wrap us up, to point you in the direction of the next webinar, which is in January, post the holidays that's upcoming on the 14th of January. Sorry, on the 12th of January, going to be joined by Truk, one of our program manager leads in the US, to talk us through some operational best practice, things like currency, raising private offers, an extension, a bit more of a deeper operational dive from what you've heard today. And that's it for the content for today, folks. Thanks so much for listening. Guido, back to you, sir.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. I think this is a tremendous opportunity. We have the biggest and the best ecosystem in the world. So let's get these partner-to-partner collaborations going. Reach out if you need any help finding the right partners. And I know a lot of you are already working collectively together. So this is the next opportunity to boost your growth jointly. Thank you so much and see you soon.